Hi everybody, this is FC7, and today I'm going to continue my anniversary series of tasks. This is Misgnomer, a 24th anniversary series task, and it starts in the Steamfont Mountains. So we'll just start in Steamfont and get this task underway. I'll be using my bard today. So what I'm going to do is just right click the spot where he is on the map and make my way there. So having done this quest, it looks like there really isn't any fighting involved. So any level can probably do this. It's a lot of running around, but that's about the only complaint I have. The only negative about this quest. You can also use the find button and find him pretty easy. And I'll leave the text on the screen for a little bit longer than usual. I'm trying to preserve these quests. I don't want to scroll by too quick. So now that I have the task, the next step is in the Iclad Ocean. And just show it on the task, the quest menu, the quest journal. And off we go to Iclad. So here's where I zoned in. I had a wizard teleport me, so it's directly across onto that spot, that X. So I'll just make my way there. Luckily I have my bard, so I can use sallows. For those that don't know, the bard is the fastest class in the game, which is actually good, because I originally did this video with my mage, but there was like a power outage and I lost my entire video. I had to redo it, so I just decided to do it with my bard. He can run faster anyways and not take up so much time just watching this video. I don't want to waste the viewer's time. So just past the Tower of Frozen Shadows. On to meet the real Captain Nalot. This step you need to interview him. And if you're a bigger class, you might want to, or a bigger race, you might want to use a shrink device, because you have to fit in this small area. So I'll just shrink myself here. Speak to the real captain. So with this step you need to go get some gnomish spirits, and the best case scenario, you want to bring some with you before you start this quest. But in the spirit of the quest and preserving it, what I'm going to do is just do it step by step here. So I sent one of my alts to the Plane of Knowledge to buy some gnomish spirits. This is my wizard. It's very helpful to have a wizard and a mage, if you're doing a quest that has a lot of running around in it. So here is the merchant that sells it. I'm sure there's other spots, but she's the most famous one. I think she's part of the Stein quest too. I have a video on my channel about that. The Drunkard Stein. That's another good quest to do. But now back to this quest. You hand in the gnomish spirits to the captain. And he'll give you a statement. Now it's back to Steamfont. Hand in the statement. Go through the text dialogue. So at this point, you have to go to Ak'Anon and interview Welno Tanlonikan for a statement. So luckily, Ak'Anon is just a zone away. The entrance is actually in this zone, and I'll show you where. Right down there. And it's not labeled on the map. It's also in Find. So whoever created this map kind of forgot to put the zone names down, unless I have something wrong with the labels and stuff. Honestly, I've been playing this game for 20 years and I still don't know how to use that map. There's a bunch of buttons and stuff, but anyways, Ak'Anon's this way. So the entrance is right here. So Ak'Anon. So we'll get rid of the labels here. And the area you want to get to is right in the middle there. And I will make the run to show exactly where it is. This spot can be a little bit tricky to find because it involves a hidden door. So what I'm going to do is just use the find button at this point, because you can find Welno in the find window. And hopefully the path works. Luckily it worked for me, but these paths sometimes they just go off in all directions. So now it's in this room, and now you have to turn to the right, and there's a hidden area right behind that curtain. And for those that have followed my Paladin 2.0 video, you can recognize that room. Had a lot of trouble in that room with those NPCs. So now on to Welno. So now take this item back to the fake captain. So back to Steamfont, do the churn in, go through the text dialog here. I'll make the text window a little bit longer here. So, it looks like the next step is to interview Sparky Wildgear and Lesser Fey. So it's on to Lesser Feydark. And again, the zone connection is actually in this zone. So, it's right over there. You can also use the find button. And I'll make the run. And the zone connection is right there. So zoning into Lesser Feydark. And actually this art, there's a unicorn that roams around the zone, and when I used to do the Lost Dungeons of Norrath expansion, that unicorn would always attack me whenever I was running to the zone in for it, for one of the expeditions. So I thought it would be fun just to put a unicorn there. So again, I marked a spot on the map where the next step is, where Sparky's located, right there. Yeah, maybe you can see that unicorn. It's like the painted unicorn or something. It's for the Paladin 1.0. I don't know if it's this video or the video prior, but I actually passed it. But maybe it's not this video. Sometimes it would wipe my entire group on the way to the Lesser Fey expedition for Eldon. So here is the spot coming up for the next part of the quest. This small area here. And Sparky should be right in front. Okay, so at this point in the lore, she rips up the note and some of the fairies take it. So there's 3 pieces and 3 fairies around the area pick them up, and you have to collect them from their corpses. So Pixie Prankster. Oh, and this item, it's important if you want to do, it's like a secondary quest, and I'll explain it at the end of the video. So it's important to get that item. So pick up the sprinkled pixie dust. You just need 1. Now this is the item you need from the pixie corpses. You need 3 of them. So now, for the next step, you just have to right-click, and the step will be completed. Something about gluing the parts back together, so. With adhesive, so just right-click and it'll turn it into the next step. And now, it's back to Steamfont Mountains. And just hand this in. Go through the text dialog. And now it's on to the next step. You have to take the bribe to Barkeep Edric's and Highpass Hold. So now it's on to Highpass. It's a tavern in Highpass Hold. It's called Top of the World. So I zoned in here, and there is the spot you need to get to. So again, I'll just make the run. This looks like the new version of Highpass. When I leveled up here, back in like 2002 or 3, this was a lot different. They must have redone this. Alright, Top of the World. And there's the barkeep. And what I'm going to do is just shrink, because I don't want the video just to be me talking to his back. With these little folks, you just gotta shrink down sometimes to meet them face to face, because they're so small. Okay, do the turn in. And I don't think you have to go through this last bit of text, but I did anyways, just to finish up the lore. I don't think it makes any difference one way or the other. Alright, so back to Steamfont. Finish up the quest. Alright, so the quest is completed. The reward isn't all that great, just 10 commemorative coins. But it's a nice little quest to do. So, now that the quest is complete, I can talk about the sprinkled pixie dust, the item that I picked up in Lesser Fey. Now this item, you have to hand in to a mechanical rat, and the rat hangs out around this area, right in front of Ak'Anon. It is called the Cleanwork MMM. And it says that he roams, but I found him just right in front of Ak'Anon. And I tried this on a couple alts. You don't need to do the quest in order to get the reward from this, and the reward is pretty neat, so it's a familiar. And the good thing about the familiar is that it's a classic model. And it's very rare to get a classic model illusion, because this also makes your pet into a fairy as well, a classic one from the old game. So this alone is just worth doing. If you don't do the quest, if you don't do Misgnomer, I would get all my alts this item. So I will just show you what it does. It's a simple familiar, but if you use it as a pet illusion, it does show her holding weapons, which I think is really cool. So that should just about do it for this video. Any questions or comments, leave them below. And thank you for watching. Give a thumbs up if you want to.